tuning in. I'm Tom Ruthier, the host of Firematic TV. I am here today, super excited actually, at the New England Chief Show with Dave Flynn. Dave, hello.
Hey Tom, how are you?
From MSA, and we are about to unveil here something that's been talked about in the industry for several months now. Dave, I love saying this, I am looking at the low-profile SCBA, am I not?
You are, absolutely, Tom.
Let's talk about it. What do we have?
This is the new low-profile prototype of the new designed SCBA. This is a project through the IAFF and DHS, and they've been kind enough to allow us to take it on the road to these trade shows, get feedback, and get the talk going about it.
And this is exclusive at the New England Chief Show with Firematic. This is us. Remember, all of the Northeast Territory, we represent MSA, and we've got it in our booth here at the show. Now let's break this thing down a little bit, Dave. This is not a normal SCBA.
No, Tom, it is not at all. Basically, as we stand it up here...
I'll help you.
Sure, thank you. What you see here is basically the outer covering. You have 3 layers of a Nomex covering here that are going to protect the inside of the cylinder array.
So Nomex we're all familiar with in the fire industry anyways.
There you go, absolutely. And what makes this, the unique characteristic of this pack is the cylinder array you see right in front of you. Basically, as it stands right now, there's 5 arrays of cylinders that feed down to this manifold. These cylinders are very low profile to reduce the stress of a firefighter wearing an SCBA.
I have to imagine, Dave, based on the breaks between the cylinders, that there's a certain level of flexibility with this.
Certainly,
as well.
Tom, certainly.
I mean, it seems as if they're more than capable of adjusting.
Absolutely. It's going to go horizontally and vertically. It's going to move with you. It rides very tight to your back, and as you're moving around, going through tight quarters and so forth, that's going to be very flexible for you. Okay. Now, the material of what helps to lighten the weight on the cylinders themselves is it's called a Hytrel material core. It's basically a plastic, very high temp, high specialized plastic material that's wrapped and braided in Kevlar with a carbon filament wrap that goes discontinuously right around it. So if it's punctured by even a bullet, it's non-fragmentary, so it's not going to burst.
And we're all getting shot at all the time in the fire industry, as you know. I'm just kidding, Dave.
Yes.
I will say right now that is something that's got to be unique to this new pack, because typically we have, I won't say frag hazards, but the tanks that are on current SCBA, the cylinders, are certainly capable of fragging.
Yep, absolutely.
So these won't.
Yeah, and this is years of research that have gone into this by a company called Volcor Industries that have developed the cylinder, and it's rated for 45 minutes, so it'll bump up from the standard 30 minutes that most firefighters are wearing these days. So that's an improvement right there. Not to mention the low profile.
Now tell me a little bit about how MSA ended up getting themselves into building the prototypes for this pack. Why was it MSA and not anybody else?
MSA put together a presentation and were awarded the contract a couple of months ago to develop, I think it's about 24 or 26 prototypes for the IAFF to use and test and pass the standards and get it out there on the market. So we were the sole manufacturer that were awarded this contract, and we're very proud of that.
And I think I just read some published articles about the fact that this was being wear tested.
Yes.
Did that take place already? When was that?
It took place in Prince William County probably about a month and a half ago, and where the first round of testing has taken place. And we're basically gearing up for the second round. We'll be delivering a few more prototypes probably the end of July, early August.
Now, how many prototypes went into that wear test?
The first one, I believe there was only a handful of them. In total, there's going to be probably around, like I said, 26 or so. 26?
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking the ability for MSA to actually create working units of this.
Absolutely.
It's not just a thought anymore. This is actually a tangible item that we have here. This is a pack that can be worn. We're not breathing on it today, but what we are doing is showing the concept of a low-profile air pack. It's going to change the fire industry as we know it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is still not going to be market ready for quite some time. But the point is, by the end of this contract, hopefully we're going to have a working unit, and it's going to be ready to go to manufacturing.
Dave, it's funny.
So you can see the light.
Yeah, exactly. You can see the light. The thing is, when I've spoken to people about this air pack, and when I've spoken to people about where the technology is going, we all realize the same thing, which is SCBA has been around for decades, but SCBA has always been built around one constant, which is your cylinder. Nothing's changed.
Absolutely.
Now we've got a completely different design. I think the sky's the limit at this point.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, the parameters of this is really to make it a low profile, lower the stress on the firefighter wearing the SCBA, and also add some more air. You're getting 45 minutes. So,
Dave, before we wrap up, I want to look at something here. How is a firefighter at this point projected to swap out the cylinders on their back?
Well, a couple of ways. Let me actually first talk about the flow of air here, and I'll get right to your point, because this all ties in, where these individual cylinder arrays are going to flow down to the manifolds here at the bottom, and going to flow over to this piece right here, which is really a combination. It's really a unique piece. It's a cylinder valve, it's your RIT fitting, cylinder gauge, but also it's your first stage pressure reducer. And as it ties around, if you could just turn that a little bit, what you'll see is it comes over to a couple of the pneumatics here, where you have the connection up to your low pressure, your Audi alarm, and you'll also head up to your pass device, which is part of the requirement of this contract and design. And then also the yellow line will go over to your second stage, your MMR, which will go right to your face piece.
MMR.
Exactly.
Right now, just based on the concept, we have it on our current Ultra Elite face piece, but this, again, sky's the limit on this as well.
Exactly. So
You can't see it.
back to your question, how do you refill this?
Sure.
Basically, right in your fitting, right here, just pop that off and fill that in there. But also, you can take the whole cylinder array, just remove it right off the back frame itself. And how you do that, you'll notice I mentioned before the two quick disconnects right there. Disconnect those. There's a couple of snaps at the harness itself, and plus there's a line of Velcro there to kind of help stabilize it as well. So it's a very quick, very easy replacement.
So it's going to be a simple removal of the package of air. Basically.
Absolutely.
Put a new package of air on, and the firefighter's ready to go.
Absolutely.
And these are the same quick disconnect hoses we're used to. I mean, we've had them on our low pressure hoses for years now.
Absolutely.
And that's a quick one-handed design, obviously easy to do with a gloved hand. These guys are going to be swapping out quick, Dave.
Absolutely. That's the idea.
Here's what I'm envisioning, something that's this flat and this lightweight. I'm picturing these stacked up on a table somewhere or in a compartment of a truck, ready to be swapped out. I mean, no longer are we going to have cylinder chutes located all over our pieces and nooks and crannies, huh?
Absolutely. And again, this is still a prototype, so the exact connection point is still yet to be determined, but probably something pretty similar.
Well, we're obviously going to be taking feedback, we meaning MSA as a manufacturer of this, feedback from the firefighters in the testing, and that's going to significantly alter the way we move forward with this. So again, it's firefighters that are building this through the IAFF. Department of Homeland Security is backing it, and there's only one company that they chose here, and Dave, obviously, MSA.
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you bringing it, Dave. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Take care.